Buckle up. Folks, today's case is a roller coaster straight out of a legal drama. We've got a defendant pleading guilty to a first-degree felony possession with intent to deliver controlled substances, facing a possible 10-year sentence. But here's the twist. The defense wants deferred adjudication, hoping for probation instead of prison. The state, dead set against it. Who wins? That's what we're about to find out as this courtroom turns into a legal chess match full of high stakes, tough questions, and life-changing decisions. Trust me, you're going to want to see how this ends.
Of guilty on October 13th to the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 4 to 400 grams. According to the agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. State opposes deferred adjudication. They're recommending community supervision, and there are some cases that have been taken in consideration. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
We have, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No objections, just a minor correction, Judge.
All right. Correction?
The represented that he was minimizing his guilt. I'm not sure exactly why. Then maybe they felt that way. Mr. Ayub didn't recall perhaps the baggies and the scales. That was quite really just an honest answer. He is accepting guilt. He pled guilty to this offense. He is prepared to accept the responsibility for that, Judge. And I just don't want the court to believe that he wasn't intending to take any responsibility for this.
Okay. All right, State, I'm sorry, any witnesses from either side?
No, Your Honor.
State, you're opposed to the application for deferred adjudication?
And here's where the prosecution draws a hard line. They're telling the court this isn't just about marijuana use, this is about drug dealing. For a first-degree felony, the risks are huge. If deferred adjudication is granted and the defendant violates probation, the full sentence up to life in prison comes crashing down. It's like giving someone one last lifeline with a trapdoor underneath. So here's the million-dollar question. Should first-time offenders get that chance, or is the state right to demand harsher consequences? What would you decide if you were on the bench?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure. I know the defendant is asking for deferred. This is a first-degree felony, though. So if he does screw up on supervision, I feel like we're setting up failure if he does get the deferred, Judge. So that's a long time he's looking at if he's unable to live up to the obligations of probation, Judge. So that's the main reason I was opposed to deferred, Judge. The other thing is these are a lot of charges that I know he's just pleading on the one, but we're taking into consideration several charges, Judge. And the one he's pleading on is the possession with intent, but this is more of this is a drug dealing charge rather than a drug using charge. That's the reason for the opposition to defer, Your Honor.
All right. Why should I give him deferred adjudication for dealing drugs?
Well,
Now the defense fires back, painting a different picture. A man with no prior felonies, battling cannabis dependence, trying to turn his life around. They argue he wasn't selling drugs that Dage is carrying for personal use, making bad decisions, not running a criminal empire. This is where legal battles get complicated. Past mistakes versus present opportunities. Should the court focus on punishment or rehabilitation? And more importantly, does admitting guilt and testing clean outweigh the severity of the charges? Drop your thoughts below. This one's a moral tightrope.
Judge, there are a number of things that I would like to address. He is taking responsibility for intent to deliver. There was a significant amount of pot-related items. I will just remind the court that it is THC-related items. He did use some for personal use. He's not denying the fact that there was times in the past where he has sold marijuana to people, but he had no intent that day. I think that's why maybe they thought he was minimizing his guilt. He was just going to enjoy his day with his girlfriend, got caught. He wasn't intending to sell anybody that day. I know it's a nuanced, Judge, but a lot of this was for personal use. His previous history, as you can tell, Judge, is cannabis related. The PSI indicates he has a cannabis dependence. I think he is clean now. I think he will continue to test clean, Judge, but they are all misdemeanors. He doesn't have any prior felonies, was never given a felony conviction, placed on felony supervision. I do understand that he picked these up over 2 different offense dates in short order. He really has no excuse for that other than he was making poor decisions. He wasn't taking in the grasp of what could happen to him should he get caught for this. He really just wants to apologize. And I would like him to give a short statement to you why he should be given deferred.
All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Theodore A.
All right,
Jr.
if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? And you will be drug tested today.
Negative, Your Honor.
All right, let's do a drug test.
Okay, Judge.
And then I'll come back and I'll make my decision.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused shortly and I'll be right back
Sure.
as well.
Do you
Thank
need any water or anything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
He did use the restroom this morning, Judge. I was
Okay.
with him when he excused himself.
Sure.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. All right, were you able to provide a UA sample yet? Oh, there's a water fountain in the hallway. We'll get a cup of water for you. So we were here and I had asked for a UA to be done. Probation, was the UA done?
Negative, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else anyone would like to say?
Just briefly, Judge, I think
Sure.
his negative test shows that he is going to take this serious. State's argument that perhaps deferred would be setting him up for failure is a fair argument, but I don't think so for Mr. Ayub. I think showing that he's negative, he's taking this very seriously. He works hard. He helps his girlfriend take care of her children. He'd like to start his deferred, put this behind him, and hopefully there'll be a point in the future, Judge, where he can ask for early termination.
All right. Do you understand if I grant your application for deferred adjudication, if you are unsuccessful or a motion to revoke is filed, then the court could potentially sentence you up to life in prison
Yes, Your Honor.
and a $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Knowing that, are you still asking for deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What do you do for a living, for employment?
Right now, I'm working for a demolition company,
And what are your hours?
usually from 7 a.m. till 3:30, sometimes 4:30. And sometimes I'll switch it from day shift to night shift, just depending on the job site.
All right. And the girlfriend that you're living with, who all lives in the household?
Me, her, and her 3 kids,
What are the ages of her 3 children?
15, 16, and 12.
Are these boys, girls?
2 boys and 1 girl.
And how long have you known her before you moved in with her?
Whoa, pause, right here. Did you hear that? Restitution fees for drug testing running as high as $6,000. Even the defense attorney is stunned. Normally, these costs are in the double digits, maybe hundreds at most, but thousands. The court orders a separate hearing just to figure out why the bill's so steep. This raises a bigger question. Should justice come with a price tag this high? Because for many defendants, these costs alone can make or break their future. Sound off, do you think court fees need stricter limits?
There's one more thing in the PSI, if I could address, if the court
Yes.
will allow me.
Sure.
They referenced that there was restitution for the testing of the drugs. In
Mhm.
one instance, they say that the restitution cost was $6,321. In the other instance, they're saying it was $1,254. I've never experienced those types of numbers when it comes to restitution for drug testing. I don't.
All right, State, do you know how much the restitution is?
Judge,
Those are wide ranges.
It is listed in the PSI specifically, Judge. It just doesn't itemize how, not that they need to, it's just a huge amount.
I'm not sure why it's that amount, Judge. I know typically we just do $57 to SAP or BCSO,
Mhm.
depending on which of the investigating agencies it is.
These were both out of the Bear County Forensic Science.
Right, so what we're gonna do is, because the nature of the drugs, who knows, maybe they had to run some different tests. I'm gonna order restitution, but we'll have a restitution hearing
Okay, Judge.
and Ms. Ferguson will give us a date on that. Just give me a moment. Are you on GPS or anything of that nature or no?
Sir,
Are you on GPS or anything?
no, ma'am.
All right.
I do seem to remember, Judge, for the restitution. I think that's maybe why it's so expensive. I think it's expensive to test marijuana now with the changes in the laws the past few years. I think there's a special machine and
It may be, Judge. I just had never seen those amounts. I appreciate you allowing us to have a restitution hearing. If in the meantime,
Yeah.
there's some justification for that, certainly
Yeah.
Mr. Ayub would be paying.
All right. We'll have a restitution hearing in regards to that. And State, how long do you anticipate it will take to get your witness? Is there going to be an objection for the witness by Zoom?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So, and the witness can appear by Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you will get with the Bear County Lab and see, maybe they have an itemized accounting for the amount.
And it's very possible Hank may get me that, Judge, and I'll say, oh, okay, that makes sense, and we won't need a restitution hearing. But thank you for giving this opportunity. If we don't need it, I'll inform the court.
All right, there'll be a $500 fine that will be probated. Does anyone wish to speak to the length of the deferred adjudication?
Judge, while the underlying term was 10 years over 10, typically the court, if it is inclined to grant deferred, I know that they tend to grant that similar term. If the state doesn't object, I would welcome a much shorter term for my client.
Well, what term would you be asking for?
Judge, I would leave that up to the discretion of the court. I think if Mr. Ayub is going to mess up, he will do like everybody else, and he messes up fairly early on in their supervision. So 5 years is a pretty long time, Judge. He's in his late 20s, and that's about 20% of his lifetime.
And Judge, I'm right in the middle of doing the TIC, the dismissal forms right now for the judges, or for the causes that were taken into consideration in exchange for this plea, Judge. So the state is respectfully asking for the 10 years if you are inclined to grant deferred.
All right. All right. $500 fine probated, concurrent with County Court Cause number 688261. 9 years deferred adjudication.
And here it comes, the verdict everyone's been waiting for. The judge grants deferred adjudication, but slaps on 9 years of supervision, strict drug testing, community service, and parenting classes. That's right, parenting classes. Because this isn't just about the law. It's about setting an example for the children in his life. The message is clear. You want a second chance? You're going to earn it. Rehabilitation meets responsibility. But is 9 years too long, or just enough to keep him on track? Let's hear what you think.
By Zoom or in person. Random. Regular UAs. I would say that you could do the patch, but usually on the sites where you're working, since it's demolition, sometimes patches don't adhere very well. But if he wants, we can start off with the patch. And the patches cost more, but it has less time constraints because you just put it on. You don't take it off. I'm sorry, not you put it on. Probation will put it on. And then probation will tell you when it needs to be removed. But when they say it needs to be removed, you need to be specifically there at that time to have it removed. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. So
which would you prefer?
In my understanding, Judge, is the patch alleviates him needing to come in person frequently for testing. Is that
Yes.
the trade-off?
Yes.
Let me see.
However,
Let's do the patch, Judge. That'll allow him to work and he won't have to miss work.
All right. I'll say random probation. I'm going to say random regular UAs or the patch. And they'll discuss with you how much the patch costs because it does cost more.
okay.
200 hours of community service restitution. 150 of those hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. I'm going to order parenting classes. The remaining hours, they can be paid off to the San Antonio Food Bank at $7.25 per hour, or you can just do the community service hours.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, we're off the record. Mr. Ayub, you have decided to date someone who has children, and you are supposed to be someone in their life that they can respect and someone that they can look up to. By doing this, you're not being that person. You're not being a good stepfather if that's what you hope to be in their life. You understand?
Yes, Judge.
You're going to have to do better. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
And that's a wrap on this courtroom drama deferred adjudication. Granted, heavy conditions imposed and a stern warning from the judge, step up or face the consequences. This case wasn't just about drugs. It was about second chances, accountability, and how the justice system balances punishment with rehabilitation. Now we turn it to you. Was the judge fair? Too strict? Too lenient? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this breakdown as riveting as we did, hit that like button. Share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns every week.